Hi everybody, thank you for coming to Yoga Massage 2. So glad you could make it. Last class we discussed the sun lines, the energy lines of your feet. So today I drew the energy lines, 6 more points on each foot. And I drew it because I didn't include these last time for time, but now we're gonna do it now. There's a point underneath the ball of your big toe, and then maybe an inch or half an inch under that, depending on your foot size. Could be even maybe 2 inches if you have really big feet. And then right under that, on top of the heel, is another point, right? So you have a line of 3 points from underneath the big toe. And then underneath the 4th toe, near the pinky toe, you have the same lines, 3 points. They should match each other, right? About, right under the ball, and then right in the arch, right in the center of the foot, and then right above the heel. So you have 6 points there to open. These energy points are, they're powerful, and I really love that we incorporated them in this. So why don't you come to your mat and come to sitting down on your legs, like a kneeling down. I have a block between my legs. You can have a block if you like to, or you can just sit on your heels. Whatever makes you comfortable. Just bring your attention to your mat, to the center. Feeling what you're feeling on the mat. You could feel your feet, tops of your feet being stretched, your ankles, calves, your shins, your heels close to your back. You can feel the legs underneath you. Let go and start to pay attention to your breath. 3 parts of attention. We've got the physical, the body. Now we'll look into the breath and breathe, exhale. We'll breathe in about 4 or 5 breaths, nice long breaths. We'll try to exhale longer than our inhale, okay? Then we'll try a different kind of breath. That's just 4 breaths. And exhale it out. Inhale for the count of 5. Exhale for the count of 7. Inhale 5. Exhale 7. Inhale 5. Exhale 7. Now let's inhale. Inhale all the way to the top. And when you think you cannot inhale anymore, take in another breath or hold for 2 breaths, okay? Exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. Let out a little bit more than you have at the bottom. Exhale completely, and then inhale 5 breaths. Exhale. Now let's inhale as much as you can, and then at the top, inhale a little bit more. Exhale, and then inhale. Exhale, let a little bit more go, a little bit more go, a little bit more go, and then inhale all the way to the top. Exhale. Exhale. Now let's do 1 Om. Bring your hands to your heart to initiate a sacred space, to open up the energy centers from the heart, through the throat, through the crown, through the 3rd eye center, opening up all the energy centers. Exhale completely, and then we'll exhale, inhale, exhale, and Om, okay? Exhale, inhale. Om. And breathe in to feel the vibration in the heart. And ask your heart if there's an intention that arises. What brings you to your mat today? Okay, now let's remove the block. And you know, actually we can sit on a block or two, and we can start with the feet right away, rolling tennis balls underneath the feet just to wake them up. Now this is pretty intense if you do it standing up. If you want to try standing up, I would suggest one ball at a time. But if you don't mind sitting down on a couple of yoga blocks or on the floor, it doesn't matter, just roll them underneath your feet. Just like roll around the heel, roll through the arch, both sides, maybe lean into the inner arch, and then the outer arch, and then around to the ball of your feet. If you want more intensity sitting down, you can put one foot on top of the other and just kind of press into it as it rolls through. Just really opening up the energy points of the feet. You've got lots and lots and lots and lots of and bones in the ankles and the feet, and so this is an opportunity to let them feel good and enjoy it and breathe. All right, just a couple more breaths here. Now for the next part, you might notice I have a bolster, I have 2 blocks, and I have 2 tennis balls. I think that that would be helpful for you to have that. But we can start with the energy lines like we did last time. Take your left foot in front of you. And we will start this time with the 6 energy points. So we'll start with the outside of the heel towards the inner arch. So the one that goes straight to the big toe, we'll start there at the bottom of the foot. Just kind of lean into it. Just so your elbow can just lean in. You can make a hand, bring your hands to your heart. Just, hold that mudra, exhale, lean in. So you're probably about inhale and exhale and lean in. One whole full cycle of breath for each point. Nice and slow, don't rush. You can use the opposite elbow and twist the opposite way for the next 3. And this is already 1 breath on the first one, so we'll go to the second. And now I'm onto the 3rd point on the outside edge, the outside edge of the line, right underneath the pinky toe. Okay, so that's the first 3. Now we could just do those 7 lines again. They run from the heel to the toe, just inching your elbow up along the way to your toe and sinking in. Maybe a deep breath each time you lean in. Inhale and exhale, and as you work yourself to the ball of your left foot with your elbow. And the second line, I'm switching elbows. It's a twist, just enjoy it. It benefits your body, and it doesn't really cost anything to hang out here. So you are above your heel, moving in the direction of your your second toe near your big toe. We don't go all the way. We just stop right before, or you can actually also lean into the ball of the foot. And you can make any adjustments to make this easier. If you want to put your foot on a block, if you want to sit on a block, if you want to, any way you want to do this, to lean in the line. Now I'm using the line that is running to the 4th toe. Just kind of leaning into it. Each breath, walking up, leaning in. Leaning in. Okay, that's that leg. Okay. Now you can take the heels of your hands and just kind of, the sun lines go up the inner thigh and up the outer thigh, up the outer calves and thighs. So just leaning in through the calves, kind of just As you exhale, lean your body into your heels of your hands. Maybe squeeze the fingers on the other side. Waking up both sides of the leg. The energy lines on both sides go up the leg. Okay? Now let's switch feet. Right foot is in, left foot is out. To do the 6 lines, right starting with the bottom of the heel, right above the heel. That's the first line on the big toe side of the foot. And next time, breathe, exhale, second point about an inch above that. Breathe, and just kind of lean into it. And if we're sensitive in a spot, or if you know that you are onto something, you can stay until you feel it's time to go. When you feel it's time to move, you can move. So these are suggestions. If you want to pause and go slow, you can. Just taking the elbow and leaning into the foot, traveling in the direction of the second toe. I'm just leaning in as I breathe and twist. My upper body's getting a twist. All the way to the third, right underneath the bottom, the heel, and I'm reaching towards the third toe, the middle toe here, the sun line, and now back to the heel and in the direction of the fourth toe. Breathe in, breathe out, and twist your body as you see fit. When you're ready, you're in the same line. And now I'm going to do the outer edge. So you can put your foot wherever that makes sense for you, or your elbow, to twist and lean. You might feel a release in your hips. Excellent. So we did them on both feet. Okay. Leaning into the right leg with your hand, both hands leaning into the calf, and then moving your hands up as you lean and breathe. Okay. From here, I would like to get the feet up in the air. I think that feet up in the air is one of the best poses for anxiety, right? But it's also very calming, and it's appropriate for what we're doing. You can lie down. Because now all the energy that's at the feet, we're going to flush it right through our body. The energy lines we opened at the feet, we're going to let that sink down through the weight, and we're going to help it along a little when we pull the left leg closer to our body. You can bend it if you need to. If you need to bend the leg, that's perfectly fine. But if you can keep it straight, just press into the side of your leg. Breathe, and we won't be here long. We won't be doing this long. We're just, waking up the sun lines that go up the legs, up the calves, the energy points from the feet through the ankles. Just the energy and the stagnant, anything stuck in your ankles is being released down your legs so you can flush it out. Okay, next leg, bring the right leg closer to your body, and you can bend it if you need to. Just squeezing the legs, the inner and outer leg at the same time, working your way down your legs towards the very top of the thigh. Okay, so that's the energy lines, the sun lines of the feet and the legs. Why don't we keep our legs up here? Maybe you can scoot your butt a little closer to the wall and really hang out here and open up here. Feel this for a little bit. And let go. And let go of everything that doesn't serve you. Breathe in everything you want. Breathe in love. Breathe in light. Breathe in peace and let it fill you up. Each inhale, just take in everything you want. And with each exhale, let go of the day, let go of the stress, let go of the to-do list. Put your attention in the body, serving body as body. How you feel, how the legs feel, how the energy feels. You could feel like it's vibrating. You could feel some openings in movement. You could feel some pulses. That pulse you feel is just nervous energy leaving your body. It's good. It's a good thing to feel. So from here, why don't we take the left knee and bend it and take the right leg out to the right. If you know, your leg is going to want to fall down to the floor, move closer to the floor. And it depends on how comfortable you are with it. Maybe your leg could lie down all the way on the floor and you just bring your left leg closer. And if that's too much of a stretch for you, you can put your leg any part of your thigh or under your knee. You can place a block to support you. What's a wonderful thing about this pose is that it really is, the floor is like a pressure massage for the attachments at the hip, the backs of the hips and the sacrum. So you can feel and just surrender into the opening that's being created in this stretch for the sacrum area and all the attachments, and breathe and relax and surrender. When you're ready, stabilize the pelvic floor. That would just mean like bring awareness and light into that, and then pull the right leg to the ceiling, the left leg to the ceiling. Maybe clap your legs together. Bend your right knee out to the side, and then take your left leg down wherever it needs to land. Let it go. And then releasing the lower back on the left side. And my body's telling me this side is done. So when you're ready, take both your legs together. We're going to work our way away from the wall. As comfortably as you can. Come to a seated position, and it's kind of like a forward fold, but not entirely. We are going to do some back bends now. So you can put the block right underneath your sacrum. I would say the second height to start with. If you really feel that's a little too deep, you can go down to the lowest height. It has to be on your sacrum and not on your lower back. That's the thing. That's why I think it's best to use, the thinner angle, so that it's on your lower sacrum. Now just hang out with both legs straight. You can bend the knees if you want to. You might feel the block shifting lower, down
your sacrum towards maybe your knees, or at some point, maybe if you can tuck your hips, you can feel that some more. That's good. That's a good thing. It's almost for me like I'm being stretched, as if like if I'm in a downward dog and the therapist behind me pushes my hips back, it feels like the whole spine is elongated and room and space is created, and that's a good thing. You want that. That's a good thing. So, let yourself relax in that position for a few breaths. Now, take the right knee into the chest. So good for detoxing, so good for your digestion. It's also very thrilling to kind of seal off the major artery that runs along your hip flexor. And sealing that off, then when we open it up, we allow just fresh oxygenated blood to just pour into the area. So it's kind of like euphoric. I mean, that is what happens when you stretch your hamstrings. Hamstrings are a good muscle to open. They like being open. They like, because it's a feel good. It's feel good. Like back bends make you feel good. They're an antidepressant. They are, endorphins are released. Somehow you get a lot of energy from back bends. You might feel an energy rush into your heart. It's kind of thrilling when that happens, and you're just to be aware of that. Let's stretch out our right leg again. Feel the oxygen rushing into your pelvic area. Now feel how open the right back and right pelvic area feels. Just so opened and surrendered, the way we're supposed to be. Now we get to do the other side, so take the left knee. I don't know, I should have rethought these pants, right? But you can move your block if you need to, and then take the left knee and hug it in to your chest. If you want to bring circles with your left foot, you can do that. Maybe you can even circle with both feet, since we didn't do that the first time. Still beneficial for digestion and closing the artery to flush in fresh blood, oxygenated blood into your pelvis, to stretch the hip flexor on the right side because you're bending the left leg, so you're getting the stretch. Breathe. Surrender. And let it go. Just let your legs go straight. Enjoy the opening. Stay on the block. I'm going to turn the lights on in here as it gets dark fast this time of year. So we're on the block. The block is under our hips, under our sacrum. So we're just going to stay here for about 3 more breaths. The next choice you have is to make the block, I would say put it on a longer height or leave it at the second height. Going to get a deeper, further stretch with the hamstrings, and then we're going to put our feet underneath us. So this goes right under your sacrum. I have it the long way. I'm holding it with my left hand. I'm going to bend my right leg and foot and then hold my foot and just put it under. sometimes the legs could cramp up. You probably want to make sure you're hydrated before coming to a yin class so that you don't have the cramps. If you're not a food addict, pickle juice is fabulous for cramps. Or if you are a food addict and your sponsor allows you to drink pickle juice, it's really good for cramping. So I think water and magnesium is as well. But anyway, thank you God I'm not cramping right now, so just breathe into the opening that you're creating. Just a couple more breaths. I know this is quite intense. We get to do the other side. So let's why don't we keep both legs bent? Take the left leg and bend as well as the right. You can stay here, 5 breaths. You can straighten the right leg out. Keep the left leg bent. Now straighten both legs out. You can feel how it feels to keep your feet together, to separate your feet, what feels best for you, making sure the block is under your sacrum, that's right between your butt cheeks. And let's walk our feet in underneath our knees. Lift your hips off the block. Slowly place them down on the mat. Bring your knees together for constructive rest. You can walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat. Now letting the hips just return to stabilized. We're going to do some more back bends with the block. So I would suggest using the second height. So you are in a rectangle again, and you have the thin part. This thin part will be on the floor, and this other thin part will go right along where your bra strap would go. So we're opening up the thoracic spine. Okay, so we can walk up and put it right behind your back. Your head's gonna hang. I wouldn't stress about that too much because you really can feel the opening. But if you're really uncomfortable and you want to put a tennis ball or a bolster or another block under your head, then feel free to do that. I think I'm going to let my head hang. Unless you're flexible, your head hits the floor, that's wonderful for you. But mine doesn't. So, but I do feel my back opening in this pose, and I really like it. And you can start with your feet bent if you want, knees bent, feet on the floor. Or you can put your feet straight. Just let your arms come out to a T and relax your head. We'll stay here for 10 breaths. Now, we're going to keep our hips, we're going to bend our legs. We're going to keep our feet under our knees. We're going to lift the hips up for 10 and put them down. Lift your hips up and feel how that changes the stretch. Feel how your head really gets a lot closer to the mat. Keep breathing. I have 5. 5 more. Really opening the back up here. your hips relax. If you want a deeper stretch for your back, you can clasp your hands together and bring them over your head, and then let your head fall back. 5 counts. Some of you, your head may be touching now and it wasn't before. It's wonderful. That means that you've increased your flexibility. Maybe you'd like to straighten your legs out as well. See if your head stays on the floor. Excellent. Bring your knee elbows in. Now slowly you're going to come up to hands. Push yourself up. Remove the block. Let's lie down in constructive rest again to bring the back into alignment, into space, stabilized, stronger and more flexible back. Thank your heart for showing up today. Thank your spirit for taking you to the mat. And thank God for giving us the strength to do it. Thank the universe for allowing all these miracles to take place so we can be here right now. And the camera's filming. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel a tremendous amount of energy. So what I like to take advantage of that energy is, I told you a story about Yogi Harry last time, yoga massage one. I didn't even mean to tell you that story about Yogi Harry. I meant to discuss what Yogi Harry says about a headstand. And I said I learned to do a headstand on a video, and I did. And I was thrilled, and I think I can show you exactly the way Yogi Harry taught me, because I still use the same setup. And Yogi Harry used to say, you grow young in headstand inversions. You grow young in inversions, and it's like, well, that when I was 28, late 20s, I heard that, and I'm like, that's stuck. I want to grow young. Yeah, I want to do some inversions. So, so the headstand, it's more alignment than any kind of shoulder strength, or it's more about the alignment. So let's do the alignment. Hold on to your elbows with each hand. This is your base. You have a stable base. Clasp your fingers. The back of your head goes in your hand. And you're going to try to keep as little weight as possible in your head, so your neck is not, your shoulders and your forearms are strong, and that's what's your weight is going. But more importantly is your hips are lined up over your shoulders, your feet are lined up over your knees. So it goes feet, knees, hips, shoulders, head. That alignment, pull everything to the center, squeezing your shoulders keeps the weight off your neck, okay? So, about 30% of weight on, 30% of the body weight goes on your head. Really, after some practice, you can almost float your head off of this situation. All right, so let's do that. Let's put our head in, walk the feet towards the head. If you need to start with bent knees, just bend your knees into your chest, and then shift your hips over your shoulders. So it's head, elbows, shoulders, hips, shins, calves, feet. Okay? 5 breaths. Make sure you're pushing through your arms and shoulders. Make sure you're not dumping weight in your neck, and breathe. You can come out the same way you came in. Bend your knees. Bring your knees to your chest, and just slowly bring your knees into your chest, and then just lower your knees right to the floor. And you are in child's pose. I would roll the back of your head, clasp your hands behind your neck. Rabbit pose. So you're just stretching your neck and head out. Or you hold onto your feet. Hold onto your feet and stretch over your. Okay, then put your leg. But why don't we take a supported child's pose? Because it's a beautiful thing to have your body supported in child's pose, because it's wonderful for stress, anxiety, one of the best poses. Okay, so just Fold over your blocks. Let your blocks support you in child's pose or your bolster. If you have a bolster, a big bolster, that's perfect. I have a little bolster, but it still comes in handy quite often. So just surrender, let go, let go, let go. Find where you're comfortable with where your weight is comfortable being supported. If your feet are cramping up, come to your toes. This is a really good foot opener too. Just hang out here on your toes. Take the child pose on your toes instead of with flat feet until the cramping goes away. If you're not cramping, that's great. You don't got to cramp, it's wonderful. Just breathe. Surrender and releasing. Releasing any stored tension. When you're ready, squeeze your pelvic floor in, walk up, remove the blocks. You'll come down again on our backs. Let's bring our feet to the ceiling. Another inversion, right? Can't get enough inversions. So, this pose is going to be a supported wide leg fold. So you're going to take the blocks by your hips. Maybe you just start here pointing and flexing the toes. Point and flex, and clap them together, clap your feet together. Pointing and flexing. Maybe rolling. And let your feet just come out to the sides, being supported by the blocks. You can use your hands to weigh them down, or hold them up, if whatever you feel that you need, if you need a little extra. Yeah, I think when you just gradually let your body open, happens is a shift. There's a shift in the legs, kind of shift backwards. Don't worry about that, that's okay. Towards the back wall, it happens sometimes. It's good. It's your body gradually opening. When your body knows that it's supported, it sometimes opens deeper than you thought was possible. Accepting the moment is perfect, exactly the way it's supposed to be. The perfect body for doing yoga is the one you got. So let's use this practice as a way to be kind, not to compete, not to compare, to be kind to yourself. So give yourself the gift of relaxation, of spiritual moments, moments where you're open to spirit guidance and just to dwell with the spirit. The spirit, they say, make room in your body so spirit can flow through you, and let go of everything that does not serve you. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. go. Let go. Observe your thoughts, the quality of your thoughts. Observe your mind, the quality of your mind. God help me. God give me peace. Thank you. And grab underneath your knees. Slowly bring them together. You hug them into your chest. You roll your knees from side to side. This is massaging out the sacrum. So let's do that. Let's massage out the lower back with the tennis ball. Take the tennis ball underneath your right hip. Just roll around until you find a knot or a sweet spot. And just relax, and maybe you can bend, if you want it more intense, you'll bend the left knee towards your right. And if you want it less intense, you can move your left leg away. And if you just want to roll back and forth over the knot, you can just keep moving your legs and to roll back and forth, moving your left knee over. If you want to try that with both legs, you can roll both legs over the knot. Just try, kind of, it's more intense if you bend the right leg as well, I think, because it gets in a little bit deeper. Going a little bit deeper into my hips. I'm going to straighten that right leg. It's up to you what your body needs. Just make sure, you want to make sure you're not on a bone, you're in the fleshy part of your butt, around the attachments of your lower back. Relax. I'm about ready. I felt that. I felt the whoosh, like a drop in space. I felt the whole, just a real swish opening. Now I'm going to switch that. Take that tennis ball, take my other tennis ball in my left hand, put it under my left butt cheek, and I'm going to roll around until I find the spot that needs to be worked on, or just, the best part about this is no work at all. Just leaning in, relaxing around the ball. Just surrender. Surrender into the arms of love, which is the best place for all of it anyway. Just let it go. If you're on that spot and you want to move the tennis ball around, you can move the left leg back and forth, or not. It's up to you. Breathe. Surrender. Making peace. Making peace with where your body wants to be. No fight, no force. Easy does it. Easy does it. Nice and easy. So the ball, I feel a real opening right now. My back is just completely opening and surrendering and feeling the knots dissolve, and it's like my ball is just moving. It's just kind of moving out. I don't know if it's me. I'm just like releasing the ball. Let's do the shoulders now. So take the left ball in the left hand. So my left hand is holding the tennis ball, and I'm going to place it right between my shoulder blade and my spine. On my right shoulder blade and spine, I'm going to move around a little bit to find the spot. I am not on my spine or my shoulder blade. I'm on the muscles. And I can even, pick up my hips and roll up and down on it, or I can just move my feet and press my feet in, and my shoulders will move. And find the spot that needs to be massaged and just hang out there. Just relax, release, surrender. letting go. Maybe roll up and down your spine. Take the tennis ball out when you're ready. Hey, if you're not ready, feel free to pause the video. That's fine. I'm going to take the tennis ball in my right hand and reach across and put it between my left shoulder and my left spine, the left side of my spine. And just find where it's calling you to lean into the tennis ball. Just lean in, surrender, let it go. When you're ready, if you're ready, if you want to maybe find another spot, I just found another spot, so it's going to be here for another 5 seconds. The spot that I found was closer to the blade, at the very top of the blade. It was like, oh, I can't leave that alone. So I'm just going to relax and hang out here for a minute, or as long as it takes. Already it's moving. Already it's dissolving, so that's that. Also, one awesome trick to help it not dissolve is to picture an ice cube melting. When that will help it dissolve faster. Okay, so now let's thread the needle. First we'll thread the needle on the left side. No, I want to show you something first. We're going to thread the needle on the right side. Well, take the right hand up in the sky. Breathe in. Send it through. Okay? Take your left hand and your tip, push it away. When you feel that relax, you feel an opening there. Just press your hand into the ground and feel the back open here. Take about 3 breaths. Relaxing. What I want to show you is this move here. Your forearm, this is an ulnar bone, pinky, P-U, pinky and ulnar bone. And it can roll very easily over your forearm, inner forearm. I just roll it around, just roll. Not really, just kind of leaning into it, not really using any weight at all. It's a nice massage without using too much stress for you. It just works your forearm. And make circles if you want. I do like a lot of pressure on my arms and forearms. I guess maybe because of the handstands and the inversions. It helps, makes me feel good. Alright, that's that. Take the left hand down, bring it back, table, left hand to the ceiling. Breathe in, and on the exhale, send it through, thread the needle. Take your right hand, push your hips back, get a little adjustment if you do, and then just take your pinky and like roll down the side of the left forearm. And breathe, hanging out, letting go, breathing, making space. Easy does it. Okay, I'm done with that side. Excellent. So, the next sequence we're going to do with the tennis ball is we are going to open up the clavicle muscles, the muscles right underneath the collarbones.
it's wonderful to open them. It feels really like a nice opening for your back too. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the tennis balls towards the center of your chest and get right underneath that ball, the clavicle, right? And then you're going to just sink into it, sink into the ball. And maybe bring your arms out to a T. And the ball is going to kind of work towards the edge, the left edge of the mat, if it is under your left clavicle. It's working its way out. But you're getting a deep massage into the muscles underneath the collarbone, which feels awesome. And you can wait for it, because it could take some time. It's like the muscle is being melted, kind of. It's kind of like the muscle is being stripped by the tennis ball. And you kind of have to wait for it a little bit. But if you're a little bit impatient and you're ready to move on to the next spot, you can lift your hips up, move your shoulder, and then it will just go to the next spot, towards the end of the collarbone. Keep breathing. Maybe you could turn your neck the other way if you like. If you want to intensify the back stretch, you have your left cheek on the floor. You can raise your left knee up. And if you want to pick your head up, maybe you can get a little edge for the tennis ball to roll closer to the outer edge of the left mat. This is very simple. It does not look like a lot for your spine, but it is quite deep. So if it bothers you to have your knee up, you can just put it down. It's good if you want to try this. If you don't, it's okay. Surrender wherever you are. Be kind to your body. I just actually moved the ball a little bit towards the outer edge. Since shimmering around the ball, I'm moving the ball closer to my armpit to release the ball eventually. All right, I'm ready to release the ball. So, from this pose, your left cheek is down, right? Why don't you take the left knee, if it's bent, and straighten it. Your left leg, your knees are together. We're going to take a shoulder stretch. So, the left shoulder and arm is on the ground. You can put yourself hand facing up. We're going to start to turn on the mat, so you're on the side of your body. Or you could put your right foot behind you. And maybe you could let your right arm come behind you as well. And just hanging out, opening up the shoulder here in this way. It will be less intense if your right arm is in front of you. Go where you're comfortable today. I think if your right knee's straight as well, it's also less intense. And to kind of make sure that your elbow, your shoulders, and your arms are straight out of your shoulder. And just breathe. And discomfort is okay, as long as it's not bone on bone, as long as it's not bone pain and it's muscle opening, kind of a stretchy sensation, that's good. That's very good.
We learn to sit with discomfort in yoga. That's what it's all about, because life can be uncomfortable. And life is often uncomfortable. But if we're able to sit, and we've trained ourselves to sit with some discomfort, it's easier to ride the waves, the tides of life, the ups and the downs, without attaching and clinging to the good stuff or stuff you want to get rid of. It's all where it's supposed to be, right? I'm done with this side. I hope you're done too. We get to do the next side now. So come back, put your feet together, legs together, roll down onto your stomach. Take the tennis ball now into underneath your right collarbone and just lie down on it. And my right cheek is on the ground. So if you want that more intense kind of stretch for your spine, you could hike the right knee up while you're opening up the intercostal muscles underneath your collarbone. This is somewhat deep and slow and gradual, and it does have a pretty opening effect for the back. These muscles nice and long so they don't hunch, you don't hunch over. Helps you to stand up straight and get nice deep full breaths using your lung capacity, clearing out any stagnant energy, any blocks, any, what do you call that, knots that need to leave and go. Just releasing everything that doesn't serve you, literally, emotionally, and spiritually. Wiggle your hips a little if you want to move the tennis ball towards your armpit. Surrender. And let go. Surrender. And let go. I'm going to remove the ball, put it down, and take your legs, bring it down. Okay. Let's come into a Sphinx pose. I know, I love my blocks for Sphinx pose, so get your back bend now. You don't have to have your elbows on a block. You can have your elbows on a mat. That's perfectly fine and wonderful. Bring your chest through your arms, wherever they are. You can leave it on one block, or you can rise it to 2 blocks. Put them right onto your rib cage. Bring your chest through your arms, or you can stack your blocks up side by side. If you have a larger chest or shoulders, make sure your feet are kind of somewhat lined up with the outer hips. And maybe you can squeeze your butt muscles for a minute just to see how that changes the posture. The spine is lengthening. Just be here for 5 breaths. Wherever you are, breathe. Now keep your elbows pressing. Press into your knees, press into your elbows. We're going to take this into a puppy pose. Shoulder opener, heart opener. Bring your head through. If your forehead lands, it lands. Breathe. I'm going to press into my elbows again and come up nice and slowly. Just walk your knees all the way in underneath you. Sit on our ankles. So it's time to wind you down in Shavasana. You can take Shavasana if you like. If you'd like to take a seated meditation pose with me, that's how I'd like to end this, with a seated meditation. So it's up to you. You can either lie down with a bolster under your knees, or sit on a block so that your hips are above your knees. And find yourself in a comfortable position. Take some deep breaths. Just incorporate everything. If yoga is about self-care, and Shavasana and quiet time are imperative. They are not to be skipped. Just absorb all the energy, the spiritual energy you created. The spirit, absorb the spirit. Come time to dwell. Spend this time just dwelling in your higher power, in the presence of your source. Start tapping your fingers, bring yourself back into your body. Let's bring our hands to our heart and seal this practice with an Om. May you be brilliant, may you be abundant, may you be joyful. May you be radiant and blessed. Why not? You were meant to be. Let's take this energy, this peace, this light that we brought into our spirit, and then bring it to the world. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me today. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to keep these coming. It's a great hobby now, but I need some encouragement, so keep it up. Thank you for coming. Have a blessed day. Now you get to do whatever it is you do, only better.